All right, guys, what is going on? We are here, episode 1 of the Friendship Show. Now, I'm going to talk real quick about why I'm doing this. So, I had a conversation with somebody who had joined the gym, Friendship Fitness, back in 2011. And we were talking about how when I had first started the gym, every night I would sit down and I would actually program the workouts night by night. And I would post the workout that the group was going to be doing the next day. And I would have a discussion or a blog post about kind of what we did that day, how it pertains to our lives generally, and just had a little bit of a discussion on sort of what our culture, what our community was about. And I did that for probably 250 or 300 days in a row, just discussing a lot of things. And I think there were a lot of people at that time who were learning a lot from that, and it helped me learn a lot as well. And over the years, it's just been something where blogs just don't get read quite as much. Everyone wants to do video, everyone wants to do live streaming. And so I thought I'd sort of reset that. We have a lot of new people joining the community now. In the post-COVID world, there's a lot of people who are looking to become healthier. They're looking to become higher performers. They're looking to take their own health and well-being a little bit more seriously. And I thought this would be a great way for us to sort of go back to the basics a little bit on some of that and do it in like a newer, more modern kind of medium. So I'm going to be walking you guys through a bunch of stuff. I'm going to do this every Sunday. This will double as a little bit of a podcast, and I'll be recording these, and then we'll throw them up on YouTube so you guys can watch them after the fact. They'll live on Facebook, and then obviously you guys can listen on the podcast as well. My goal here is to have thought-provoking discussions and discuss a little bit about some of the ways that we've seen people be successful, or even that we help people become successful with in terms of adopting healthy habits to become high performers. And that's really what Friendship's all about. That's what our goal is this phrase right here: building high performers and healthy habits in our community. And so our community right now is the Central Ohio area. And the biggest thing that we really want is we truly believe that you can find health and happiness and have better relationships and be less stressed and be better at your job and get promotions and all these different things, anything that you want in life, by just kind of buckling down and working on developing your own healthy habits and kind of working on old number one, right? And so that's what we're going to kind of discuss a little bit today. So first episode, thanks guys for tuning in, and let's get moving. All right, so first let's set up with some definitions. Okay, so what is a high performer? All right, so the way that I look at high performers are basically just somebody who's open-minded to learning about their own development. Right? So they're actively taking steps towards their lifestyle improvement. And this is going to span a lot of different things. So, I think we lost our live feed. Anyway, so moving on, we are going to be talking a lot about how, we can be better at the age of 30 than we were at the age of 20. We want to be developing ourselves all the way through our lives so that we become not just more like wise and more prepared and all of that, but also we want to make sure that, we're healthier, that we're developing and becoming more fit as we get older. And so a lot of that's going to be like strength development, mobility, functionality, and depending on where you guys are at in your lives, that's going to mean different things. And so we have a lot of people that are younger, 30, 40, and they're really performance focused still. So they want to achieve like great skills. They want to be able to walk on their hands. They want to be able to, lose weight, do whatever it is. As we get into maybe our 50s, 60s, 70s, we're talking a lot more about like, mitigation of pain, right? We're talking a lot about staying off of prescription drugs, not having to be so reliant upon our doctors and things like that. And so those goals kind of adjust and change over time. And what we want to make sure that we're doing is really more than anything, like adopting new habits over time that will help ensure that as we get older, that we kind of maintain that. So that's what a high performer is. I love the concept in my head of like a 50, 60, 70-year-old person, 80-year-old person who's still out like hiking and surfing, and they're waking up in the morning, they're doing push-ups, and they're, witty and sarcastic, and they have strong mental acuity. They're fully capable. Like, you don't worry about your grandma or grandpa when they're at home alone because they're still able to move fully. And all of those like really exciting kind of things that we want when we start to grow up. So that's sort of what I think of as a high performer, somebody who's actively pursuing that. And then the habits, as we think about that, we're thinking about trying to make sure that we are building the regular tendency. And so things that are hard to give up. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the habit of vacations. And vacations are something that I see with people who there's two types of people on vacation, right? There's the type of person who goes out on vacation and they look at it as sort of a break from having to care about things, which is fine, but they maybe don't treat their body well at all. And so they maybe go and they drink a lot, or they do things that are otherwise relatively unhealthy. So we maybe lay around, like I always think of that concept of like we just lay on the beach for like 8 or 9 hours a day. We drink a lot, or we day drink, and we don't feel great about that. We maybe don't eat super healthy. We eat out all the time. And I kind of want to talk about how a healthy habit person, or somebody who's working on lifestyle development, who's a high performer, how they approach vacations. And we're going to hit all of these habitual areas. So this is almost every habitual area of lifestyle development and improvement that you can possibly hit on. So vacation is going to touch on all these. We're going to talk about exercise, nutrition, sleep, sunlight, nature, how you can treat it as a reset, how you can use it as a time for learning and growth, lowering stress levels, how we can use that as a time for mindfulness and meditation, talking with our spouse, and thinking about the direction of our lives. These are all great things that we can do on vacations. And this is really what should be what a vacation is for, is taking the time. So we don't have work, we don't have school, we don't have all these things. If we're taking a vacation, a lot of our excuses are things that come in and get in our way in normal everyday life that stop you from putting your own health and well-being first on a vacation. That really shouldn't be the case. On a vacation, when we're gone, we should be able to put you, number one, first. And you should be able to put the health and well-being of you and your family first. And so that's what I think of as vacations. And if we can start to adopt a different mentality with this, I think we can come out of vacations with a sharper mental acuity towards what we're doing with our lives, and feeling better, feeling refreshed, and feeling strong. And if we get in that habit where we're just day drinking and we're eating poor when we go on vacation, we come back. What we see at Friendship from a coaching perspective is people struggle to get back into the swing of things. You know, they come back on vacation and it's like, yeah, like 2 weeks later, I sort of roll into the gym. I don't feel great about myself. I don't feel great about how I've treated my body, and not looking forward to working out because I know that coming back off of how I've treated my body internally is not going to feel great when I first start working out. And so we damage our body, right? Metabolically, we put it into stress. And we kind of set ourselves further back from coming back off a vacation with this like big momentum ball where you're coming in, you've figured everything out, right? Like you've spent the time to read the books that have been sitting on your shelves forever, listen to the podcast that you've wanted to, you've got backlogged, and you've learned new things, and you're excited about the direction of your job or of your family or whatever you're working on right now. You've been eating healthy, you've been exercising, you've slept 8 or 9 hours for the first time in months, and you've gotten your vitamin D, you're out in nature, you reconnect with some of those things that are innately human. And when we do that, we should come back from vacation and just be a hard charger. And that's what I want for you guys. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is how we at Friendship can help you from a coaching perspective, but also how you guys who maybe aren't a part of a gym or don't have access to that stuff, how you guys can start thinking about this. Okay. So vacations. Why don't we work out on vacations, right? I don't understand how people don't. I started doing this a while back, and the big thing for me is that we don't have to stress about what we do for a workout. The goal is just movement, right? Is we want some of the positive, happy, and energetic benefits from that. And we want to wake up and we want to do it first thing. And when we do that, especially if you guys are on like a beach vacation, wake up and get a workout in with the sun. And you're going to be just so much more enjoyable throughout the rest of that entire day than if we maybe, same thing. Like if we think about if we're not exercising and we are going through that day drinking and like we're kind of going through that, we're dehydrated and we wake up and we feel groggy and like we have to, it's like we have to sit and drink coffee for like 2 hours before we're really up and ready to go for the vacation day. That is such a different vacation experience than somebody who's like woken up and they are, at 6:30, they've already got their workout in, they're ready to go. You can have so many more experiences, and you can go out and have all of the energy to do things like, jet skiing or stand up paddleboarding or, scuba diving or hiking, whatever it is. You can pick up surfing, you can try new things if we have the energy and the positivity to want to do that stuff. And so I think if you wake up early and you get a little bit of exercise, we're going to talk about how to exercise during vacation. But if you get a little bit, you're going to make better decisions throughout the day. And thus you and your family and the people on vacation with you are going to have better experiences. So you'll have a better vacation experience. I'm a true believer in this. This is something that me and Maria have adopted now. And you'd be amazed at how it can be this great reset while you're on vacation and allow you to, just be in a better mental place as you go through it. And so I want us to switch our focus from vacation as being like a time off where we just blow off things and it's like, I don't have any responsibilities, so I can just treat my body like shit, or I can just kind of do whatever. And it's like, I can just drink all day because I don't have to go to work. I don't have to worry about anything tomorrow. And instead think about it's time where you can spend focusing on your needs, on you, on what you feel like, on how happy you are. And there's nothing else that's going to get in the way. And so we don't want to put ourselves into metabolic stress. We don't want to create inflammation in our body. We don't want to come off of a vacation and be worse off than when we left. And that's the big thing. And a lot of people do that. And it's a little bit of a switch in mentality, is we want to come back less inflamed, less stressed, feeling better, more positive, more energy. That's how we should come back from vacation. So how we help, right? Here's some of the suggestions that I give to people for vacation. And we just had this play out. We had one of our clients going to Disney this week. And so he looked up the hotel, found a YouTube video that did a walkthrough of their gym. He sent me the walkthrough of the gym, and this is about 7 days in advance. And I was able to then create workouts for him based off of his goals and send them to him so he can go and execute those while he's at Disney using the workout facilities that he has. And so that's one of the ways that we can help that. And then for him, he'll take a video of him, with whatever. It's like, it'll be, a sweaty bench or whatever. Or he'll take a video of him doing the workouts and he will send that to me. And that's that accountability structure that'll help us stay in the habitual development and the groove of being somebody who associates and identifies with working out 4 days a week. And we get a million benefits from that. But if it's something you are working on habitually building, if working out, exercising is not a habit for you yet, then we can't go on vacation and risk falling off the wagon. We have to still continue that. And this is where the coaching and accountability can help from that end. Is I'm going to text him, hey, have you done workout 1? Have you done workout 2? Where are we at with this? Remember, we're still in habit building stage, habit development stage, right? When you don't ask me and you come back and you tell me that, yeah, I just went on a 10-day vacation, I worked out every day and I felt amazing. Now it's a habit. Now as a coach, I don't need to worry about you from that end. But if you're somebody who's still in that phase, we have to continue to develop the habit throughout all of life's circumstances. So kids are going back to school, jobs getting crazy, just got laid off, I'm moving, I'm going on vacation. All of this stuff will continue to happen throughout the rest of your life. We have to figure out how we can develop the habit and continue to develop the habit throughout each of these. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can do this, but if you guys are going on vacation and you have access to a coach, communicate with that coach about 7 to 10 days in advance. Now, in reality, I would love it if it's like 8 to 12 weeks in advance, and we'll talk why here in a second. But if not, 7 to 10 days in advance, communicate with a coach and say, hey, I'm going on vacation. I'd love to keep my momentum rolling. I would love to feel better on this vacation. I'd love to have some workouts just so I can feel good, I can have energy, and I can keep this habitual development going. So have that communication, and then the coach can either send you workouts, they can help send you some self-guided goals in terms of maybe what you're working on with your coach mentally or nutritionally, and we can have that discussion. And now Airbnbs are such an excellent choice. If you guys are somebody who is really focused on nutrition, health, wellness, all of these things, and then you should be looking at Airbnbs with a kitchen whenever you guys travel. Because what we will do then is when we go to the location, the first thing we're going to do, whether we're driving or flying, renting a car, whatever, is we're going to stop at a grocery store and we're going to get our full lot of a week of healthy food. And we're going to bring that to the Airbnb. We're going to put it in the kitchen. And we're going to have all of that ready. And when you wake up, first of all, it's going to save you a lot of money, right? If you're on vacation and you're eating out for breakfast and lunch and dinner, 10 days with a family of 4, that's going to be your biggest expense, or one of your biggest expenses on vacation, especially if we're in Disney. You guys have ever been to Disney before? They give you this little watch and you just scan it and money's not real. And they're just like, hey, yeah, that buffet was $37 a person. And you're just like, what? Like, that was not that good of a buffet. And so when you guys are going to Disney, like, if you can stay in an Airbnb, I know a lot of people stay in resorts. It's not quite as easy for Disney specifically, but it will save you quite a bit of money. And I do highly recommend that you guys do this. And what you can do is you can wake up every day. You can get your own workout in. You can, make your own coffee with the Airbnbs. Most of these places are going to have coffee makers there. Make your own coffee, wake up, have your eggs, have your avocado toast, have whatever your breakfast go-to is, and start your day with that just like awesome health positivity. And then whatever happens after that, you sort of get a little bit of a longer leash because you started your day so strong. And you're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel so much better doing it that way than you will like waking up a little bit too late, being hungover, having to drink a ton of coffee, or having to even like go out of your hotel room to go down the hotel lobby and grab a couple of, cups of coffee, and then bring them back up to the room and then talk with the family and be like, okay, well, when and where are we going to go get breakfast? And all of a sudden it's 11 o'clock and you've lost half the day and you've got to be walking at Disney for like 20 miles on concrete with kids in a pretty stressful environment all day. And if you don't have the energy for that, if you haven't eaten well, if you're dehydrated, that is not going to be fun at all. Like, I can guarantee you that Orlando in the summer in Disney with a bunch of kids, when you're under-eaten, underhydrated, tired, is not going to be a very fun experience for you, right? So we need to stay sort of in the zone a little bit for that, all right? So that's sort of step one is obviously I would love to have the development, and I think there's a lot of places now, condos, apartments, Airbnbs, a lot of these places are still going to have access. Resorts and hotels are always going to have access to some degree of a workout facility. And if you can get an image or a picture, or even just right when you show up, just send me a video of the things and we can just shoot you a couple quick workouts, or your coach can shoot you a couple quick workouts. If you guys aren't a friendship person, just communicate with whoever you're working with for fitness, and this should be something that they can help you with. Option 2. So I pulled up all of these. I like to, when I go on vacation, I like to experience new things. Now, I'm a gym owner. I'm always looking for ideas. I'm always looking for sort of new things that are interesting, that pique my interest. We went to CrossFit Punta Cana down in the Dominican Republic, and they are all rail car based. So they have this big awning, and over here, they're all rail cars. Or shipping containers might be another way. There's actually a public pool, but they're all these shipping containers back there. I don't know if any of them show it. Nah, it doesn't show it. But that was how we got the idea to bring a shipping container over to Friendship. And we built a rig off of the shipping container, basically using the specs that we saw at CrossFit Punta Cana. So we got ideas while we were there, while we were gone. We had a great experience. They were incredibly thankful that we came and dropped in. They had just had a hurricane. And so they were hurting from a commerce perspective, and they were interested in, helping us and learning from us and all that stuff. So it was a very cool little experience for us there. Some other things that we've done, Grant and I, when we were in Charlotte, we took an EvoFit class and an urban movement class, both of which were extremely interesting. And EvoFit's this incredible facility in Charlotte. If you guys are ever down there, this is kind of a picture of the facility. It's probably the biggest, most gorgeous gym in the entire country. It's absolutely incredible. And EvoFit is a really cool, 45-minute high intensity interval class. We used, I forget. We used this real specific torpedo is what it's called. It's like a mix of a kettlebell and a dumbbell, kind of all wrapped into one. And so we got to use the new piece of equipment. We got to do workout in this beautiful facility. So it's really cool sometimes to go and experience different things. It's not always cheap and it's not always easy. It doesn't always fit your vacation schedule, but it is really fun to go out. And again, you get to meet new people. You get to see the excitement around that stuff. And then this was the most funky one. So this is Burn in New York City. And for those of you guys listening on the podcast, I'm showing videos of this. So the concept of Burn is you work out in like 50-degree weather, and they freeze and chill the thing. And these are their claims, right? Improve endurance and recovery, burn fat, more calories, better focus and energy. And then, so 50 degrees, right? You do a high intensity interval training in 50 degrees, and then they offer a sauna at the end if you want to jump in and warm your body back up. So you get to have these really interesting experiences. And I think this is a really cool way to exercise on vacation. Again, because why are we on vacation? Like, we want to have new experiences. We want to try different stuff. So I highly recommend, especially if you guys are like a CrossFitter and you guys go to a CrossFit gym, don't go and like try to, keep working on like your snatch or your clean or your handstands. Don't worry about that stuff. Go and have some fun, try some different stuff. Like, just use your fitness for the enjoyment of your fitness, and don't be such a stress ball about like development, PRs, and all this stuff while you're on vacation, right? It's just go get a sweat, work out for fun. Don't worry about what you're doing. Don't worry about, the weight on the bar or whatever. If you guys do go to like a CrossFit Punta Cana and you drop in there, don't worry about what you're doing. Just get some movement in, do whatever's fun for you, or do whatever the class is, and just enjoy it. And then example 3, and this is sort of my preferred, is I would love for you to plan out your deload weeks somewhere 8 to 12 weeks in advance, and really think about organizing a deload week while you're on vacation. And this can take some of the stress away from doing some of the things that we had talked about earlier, where we actually have to, or think about going in and getting real legitimate workouts in. If we can organize a deload week where we really push the stress on our body leading up to vacation, then our vacation can actually be our deload week, and we can focus on things more like scuba diving, yoga, walks on the beach, hikes, little body weight circuits. Like, we put all these on Friendship's Instagram on Sundays, and these are all just available. You can do these anywhere, and you can pop on and just do this. It'll deload your body. You'll get the circulation, you'll get the blood flow, you'll get the endorphins, you'll get all the positive aspect of that, and it's all available to you. But again, you do have to plan this out a little bit. Like, we wouldn't want to be where like the week prior, we only made it like 2 weeks to the gym, and, we haven't really been like hitting it super hard on our bodies. We haven't been stressing the system, right? That's why we need a deload, is we are stressing the system, and we need to de-stress the system. Okay. So that's a little bit of how we can organize a deload week, and deload weeks may be a bit of a longer discussion, but it is something obviously that you can kind of look at. Now we go back to, some of our habitual areas, right? So that's a lot of the exercise component of it. There's a lot of development and opportunity for us from the exercise perspective. The other end of things is nutrition. Now, we talked about that a little bit. We talked about how I would recommend Airbnbs. I would recommend going to the grocery and organizing food, and at the very least, making sure you get a really good, highly nutritious breakfast every morning before you start your day. And I would also recommend getting your exercise in before you go out and start your day, because whatever happens on vacations, like, you want to be able to go with the flow. And we want to have some of those base things done and in before we go and want to go with the flow. So you don't want to be like, okay, well, we're going to work out at like 6 p.m. It's like, that's not going to happen on vacation. Like, you're going to get in the flow of the day. You're going to need a nap. You're going to, be out scuba diving and be tired when you come back. Like, you're just not going to want to do it. Sleep is a big one, right? Excellent opportunity for us to put, number one first and get good night's sleep. Especially if you guys are out in nature, try as much as you can to sleep like as open air as possible, and, get a lot of, blackout curtains, whatever you possibly can to make sure that you're getting good high quality sleep. And then as much as we can, sunlight and nature. Like, these are the two things. This can really help reset some of our addictions to electronics and being in front of blue light all the time, and being really kind of consumed by, especially now with like work from home and school from home and all this stuff, we're really in front of a lot of electronics all day long. And some of that sunlight and nature time can really help reset all of our systems for this. The last couple pieces here, guys, learning and growth. So I think it's an excellent opportunity for us to pick up a new book, or do something that we've been talking about doing for a while and we just haven't done, right? And so that might be picking up a new podcast. It might be listening to podcasts in the first place. It can be whatever you feel like you want to learn and grow on. It's like, I'm going to pick up woodworking. Well, when you go on vacation, take a woodworking class. Like, organize that, figure it out. Use it as an opportunity to play a little bit with some of your passions. Bring a camera, pick up photography, see if you like it. Great opportunity for us to try and test some different things like that. And this is a really cool thing that you can do from an experience standpoint on vacation as well, especially for those of you guys with families, is try something new. You guys might find that like you hate scuba diving. You're like, I never want to take a scuba diving vacation ever again. I'm a camping guy, so I'm going to go on vacations to Montana, or I'm going to go on vacation to Colorado. We're not going to do as many beach vacations anymore because I don't really like the ocean. It scares the shit out of me. And it's cold and I don't like getting sandy. And so, this is the opportunity that we can kind of have when we start learning and growing with our vacations. Lowering stress levels, that's a pretty obvious one. That's something that should absolutely be happening on vacation. But when we start to put our bodies in metabolic stress, you can come out of a vacation more stressed than you went into it. And that's the absolute worst thing that we could possibly do. Meditation and mindfulness. I highly recommend spending some time alone on vacation, especially for those of you guys with families. This can be our exercise time. This can be like, hey, we're going to do a 30-minute workout at 6 a.m. Kids are going to wake up at 7, whatever. And after my workout, I'm going to go and I'm just going to go for a walk and just have a little bit of quiet time. Just spend that time away and take it for yourself and enjoy it and just think and just kind of be. And I think that that's a really cool part of vacation. And these are just some of the things that we need to be mindful of while or before we go on vacation. This is what we're trying to work on, is these are the healthy habits that we want to adopt. And this is what it means to identify as somebody who is working on developing their high performing healthy habits. And these are things that you're going to find that a lot of high performers, a lot of people who are really actively working on being the best version of themselves, that they feel like they have to do because they can't handle coming back off of vacation and being at a lower performance level than they went into vacation on. That's what we can't have. We need to be ramping up and continuing this forward trajectory. And something like a botched vacation where we day drink all the time, we don't exercise at all, and we treat our bodies like shit, that can throw you into a total tailspin. And we can't have that, right? We need to make sure that that's the absolute last thing that happens. And then the last one, guys, is direction and communication. And I've had a couple vacations that I would say are pivotal moments in my life. In the total trajectory of the decisions that I've made in my life have happened on a vacation with Maria and I just sitting there. And it gives us the opportunity to sit and have 2-hour or 3-hour or 4-hour conversations about what we want out of our lives. Where are we going? What are we doing? What is enough for us? What is not enough? Where do we want to maybe put more focus? And where do we need to maybe talk about things? And again, you should feel more connected to your spouse, your significant other. You should feel more connected with your kids when you get off of a vacation than you went into it. And these are things that I want you guys to be thinking about when we're scheduling vacations and when we're taking vacations. And so that's going to sort of wrap up. My live stream stuff is not really working for me, so I can't really tell. And if you guys are asking questions, again, I can't tell. I'm sorry. I will post this after. It should live. I have the recording, so I can post it onto Facebook or YouTube as well after. And if you guys have any questions, or if you guys have topics that you guys want me to kind of talk about next Sunday or in Sundays in the future, let me know. Would love for this to be some sort of a dialogue as we start to move these forward. And I hope you guys have an awesome week. It is gorgeous outside today. And if you guys are in the friendship community, make sure you guys come out tomorrow, Labor Day spike ball tournament. And just a little bit of like kind of a camp out at a park. Like we're going to be bringing our dogs. We're going to have picnic tables. We're going to bring some coolers. We're going to bring some snacks and just get out and have some fun outdoors. And, just play a little spike ball, play a little sport, be physically active on a holiday. So thanks, guys. Let's have a great week and appreciate those of you who tuned in. Thanks, guys.